Most people think AI is too much hype. They're not sure how it's going to impact their job, what security risks it's going to cause, and how it's going to make things more complex. And they fear ultimately, how is it going to change our human connections? And if you think about these things, you're not alone. I'm Chris Van Ittersum, and I've been optimizing distribution technology for over 20 years. I run SupplyMover. We make software that helps regional distributors defend their territory against the big national distributors. What I want to do is I want to cover some of the basic myths about AI, and I want to prepare you for the reality. AI is coming, and we've got to get ready for it. So let me tell you a few general misconceptions about AI that most people have. The first one is AI will replace humans, but in reality, it's designed to help us. It automates things. It makes things less repetitive. It provides useful insights. It's not here to replace everything that we do. The second one is AI is always right. This is another big misunderstanding because AI doesn't make decisions 100% of the time correctly. The truth is, AI systems are as good as the data they're trained on, and they need regular updates. They need to be coached actually by humans and by data to stay on top of the changing business landscape and behaviors that we have. The last misconception is that AI implementation can be very complex and very expensive. But in reality, many AI solutions are designed to be user-friendly and seamless and relatively low cost and low barrier. So we've just covered some of the main things that people think are problematic about AI. But let's take a deeper dive into some of the misconceptions that people have about AI, specifically about distribution in our industry. The first one is this belief that AI can fully automate customer relationships. And that's just not true. While AI can make us better at our job and maybe a little bit more on top of our follow-ups, believing it can completely automate and replace personal relationships is a mistake. I once had a client who actually asked me he wanted to replace all of his phone reps with an AI chatbot on his website. But the problem was he didn't have a good understanding of the conversations that were happening between his customers and his phone reps and how detailed some of those things got. Your customers are going to demand knowledgeable and attentive humans in this case, and they may not give you a second chance if you swap out personal touch with a robot. The second misconception about distribution uses of AI is that it can eliminate the need for human sales skills and the interactions that we have. Some think that AI is going to totally replace the human. What I found is AI is used to really make us better at doing the job, maybe like suggested follow-ups, or maybe helping us with some proactive approaches, but it can't replace the actual relationship. And it turns out people don't want it to. I want to tell you about a recent experience I had when I was ordering pizza from my local pizza shop. So I called up and I expected to talk to the store I order from all the time. And I was surprised because who answered the phone was one of these chatbots, and it was a robot, and it said, "I'll give you a discount if you do the order with me instead of talk to the rep on the phone." Why did they do that? I don't know, they're probably cutting costs. But what happened to the nice person I used to order from? That went through my head. I'm like, listen, I'm in software, I'll take a shot at this. The thing is, it was able to take my order flawlessly, and I could navigate it because I understand software and I kind of understood what some of the cues were, and it was actually a good experience. I mean, it did go through my mind though, what happened to that person who used to answer the phone? Did I just eliminate someone's job? And that bothered me. But I thought about it again, and the next time I ordered pizza, what I was surprised about is I called them back, and a person answered the phone this time. And when I went in to talk to them about it, I was like, "Hey, did you guys get rid of that chatbot?" And they said, "You know what? Yeah, the ownership decided to pull it out because not only did a ton of people complain about it, but it also got some of the orders wrong. And then he said he didn't have a way to train it. It was making a lot of mistakes, and he couldn't predict what was going to be right, what was going to be wrong. And overall, it was just a poor experience." As sophisticated as things have become with AI, it can't do everything yet. And this personal story, it relates to distribution because all of your sales reps and all of your interactions when you're selling with your customers are person to person. A lot of those people and the relationships that they have, they really matter. It's really hard to replace that with a computer. So we have to be careful how we integrate AI into this new world. And the last misconception that we have in distribution about AI is that a single AI solution can meet all of our sales and distribution needs. But in reality, AI can be customized, it can be adapted. It is meant to solve specific, unique challenges. It's meant to achieve certain objectives that we have set out. There's so many different types of AI available. The latest rage using conversational AI like ChatGPT, it may be great for your business, but it also might not be the best use of AI you can put in place right now. So we really have to think about what are some of the best use cases, where are we going to get the best value? So we've just covered a lot of the misconceptions about AI and distribution. So what I want to look at now are, what are some of the things that are the most practical, real uses of AI in our industry, things that we can get value out of right away? The first thing is in customer experience. And with that, what I mean is improving customer contact consistency. How often should we call in those accounts? When is the next best time that we should call? What's the best method that we can make contact based on all the interactions that we've had with our customers? What about suggested selling? Knowing when, what, and how many products our customers are going to want to buy. It turns out they have buying habits, and we have all of that data, so we can now suggest to our reps and to our customers some things that they probably would be interested in the next time we talk to them. What about some insights? Things like identifying risks, signs that customers are leaving. Maybe there's a decline in sales or orders aren't coming in like they used to. I better tell somebody about that so they can jump on top of that. That's a great use of AI. What about things like dynamic pricing? The ability to know when accounts should get better pricing at certain times, or when market pricing is fluctuating. What kind of interactions can we have with that? How quickly can we react to what's going on in the market? What about automatically generated content? Think, how do we make conversations easier over email, text, and phone? And what suggestions can we give our sales reps to make those conversations more streamlined? This is something that can even help with training brand new people, giving them tools that they can use that make the interaction a little bit more seamless, make their follow-ups more seamless, and make their jobs more convenient, easier to keep on top of. Another thing AI can do for distribution is helping us to know our inventory. If we can know what's trending in and out of the market, what's going on with market pressures in terms of pricing and product availability, this helps us stay on top of our competition. It also helps us make sure we protect our margins and make as much as we should when products are going up and going down in favor. Another thing that AI can do for us in distribution specifically is eliminating accounts with poor performance, or at least helping us to keep on top of them so that we can kind of coach them away from those bad behaviors. Like things like cherry picking, or picking apart our margins to where we're at a low or a negative margin with the account. What if they're not paying their bills on time? Maybe we can do things like proactively lock the account with poor performance and notify our team to get on top of following up with those accounts so we can turn them back into a positive behavior. So sometimes it's just noticing certain trends in the data and staying on top of making sure our behavior is aligned with coaching those accounts towards more of a positive outcome. Now, here are some things that AI actually really struggles to do in any industry, including distribution. Number one is answering questions that you didn't anticipate. If it doesn't have enough data or it doesn't have enough background, it's not going to be able to address a customer concern. Another thing it struggles with is offering exceptions or specials to customers in certain circumstances that you really would want a person to make a decision. And the last thing it really struggles with is offering a genuine human connection, something that our customers really expect and they want from us. This is, one of the main reasons that they're doing business with us, as opposed to maybe a big national player or just a computer. One of my good friends recently told me a story that illustrates a great use case for AI and actually how it helped him to keep a relationship he had with a customer. He had a long-standing relationship with this one customer. They were doing a lot of business with him, and they were going through an ownership transition. And when the ownership transition finished, all of a sudden the account just stopped buying from him. Now, he wouldn't have noticed this right away, but his system alerted him because of a gap in sales. And this was a great use of AI. He opened it up and said, oh yeah, this is the one that was changing ownership. Let me get in touch with him and see what's going on. So we got the new owner on the phone. He was able to find out the new owner had a pre-existing relationship with a previous supplier. There's nothing he could really do about that, but he was able to compel them. He said, listen, we've been doing business with this account for a long time. And let me look at it. Let me look at the invoices. Let me look at your deals and see what I've got. So we worked with the customer, he got their buying history, he got their competitive invoices. He was able to put together a new contract and re-earn the customer's business. And because of the trust he earned during the process, the customer hasn't haggled on price since. So here's an example of where an AI-based account review and a little human ingenuity really saved the day. So if you don't already have AI and you're thinking about how to get started, there's a few things that you need to set the groundwork. And the main thing is thinking about where your data lives, what kind of data you have, and how are you going to get the best value out of your data? How can AI make your data more valuable? So I like to look at sales history, buying history, contact history, and market data. Those are 4 main points I like to look at. So our sales history, these are the data that is with our outbound transactions with our customers. So what are we selling? How much are we selling? To whom? Those kind of things. Buying history is looking at our vendor data. What are we buying and from who? What pricing are we getting? Contact history is going to be interactions we're having with our customers in terms of phone calls, chats, emails, SMS communications. Anytime that we're reaching out, we want to have a full history on all of that. And then market data. What are our salespeople learning from the customers every day? What are the vendors telling us? All of that feedback being in the system is really important. I want you to really start thinking about where you're keeping this important information. And if it's not in a system, that's something that we really want to start moving towards, because if it's on pen and paper, it's not going to be able to be used by AI and it's going to be very challenging for you to overcome that. If you aren't already using AI and you want to know more about how you can be taking more advantage of these resources, this is something we'd be happy to help walk you through. We do this kind of work a lot with distributors, kind of walking them through the basics. What do you need at the beginning? What are some basic things that you need to put in place to start getting more wins? So feel free to jump on my calendar for that. If you have any other questions you want to have answered regarding AI, let me know and I'd be happy to share more information on it. But whatever you do, don't wait until the last minute. AI is almost at our doorstep, whether you're ready for it or not.